Hey, what's up? It's me, Awesome Alley.
And I'm Raisa, and welcome back to another episode of Adults Teens Need to Know. Who are you, and how did you become successful? And today we are featuring the founders of Clinch Culture, Aaron and Melanie, where sportswear meets streetwear. Woo!
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We're good. How are you guys? Thank you for joining us.
Well, wow, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you so much. We actually have our first guest here, Becky. Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
How are you doing?
Hi,
Thank you all for joining us today. Make sure you like, you comment, and you share this video. We're going to dive into a very important interview with these two wonderful founders. So, Aaron and Melanie, as we always started off on APSO's show with the first question, and that is, who are you and what do you do?
We are Clinch Culture. I'm Melanie.
And I'm Aaron. And Clinch Culture is where sportswear meets streetwear.
Very nice.
And what does that mean? Like, how did you come up with the tagline of sportswear and streetwear? They coming together. What does that mean to you?
Well, we're making stylish streetwear targeted towards athletes, not just Muay Thai fighters, but athletes.
Very nice. And why did you start Clinch Culture?
Well, we were athletes ourselves, so having the experience as an athlete, there are a lot of things that you like, you wish you had, and when you get the opportunity, you want to give to the next generation, so they have.
Very nice.
And if you're watching right now, comment below is saying hi, hello, ask your questions and join the conversation. And if you notice, we got a different background right now, and it says Clinch Culture. Woo!
So you said you were fighters. What kind of fighters were you? And do you have any champions, any belts? What was that like?
So we both are champions in Muay Thai. We both competed. Aaron on a professional and a amateur level, and myself at an amateur level. And we competed in some of the highest, in one of the biggest tournaments in North America, and that was TBA, which is a Thai Boxing Association, a tournament that they hold every single year. And in 2013, Aaron and I had the opportunity to compete and win the gold
for our country. So yeah, so she's a team.
And Aaron in 2012 as well. So.
I'm a two-time TBA champion.
Oh wow. My goodness! You keep saying like you and Aaron. So how did you both meet?
Through Muay Thai, actually. We definitely.
Yeah, we were on the same team. We were on a legendary team together back in 2012, 2013, and she was the only girl on the team, and she was the toughest, so she made it, and she ended up becoming the first female Muay Thai champion to come out of Scarborough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
what a title to have under your name. Congratulations, Melanie.
Congrats.
And for one question, when Race and I are telling other people, oh yeah, we do Muay Thai, they always like, what is that? So in your opinion, what is Muay Thai to you?
So Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs. It's not kickboxing. So in Muay Thai, you can punch, you can kick, you can knee, you can elbow, and you can even grapple and throw. So it covers everything in combat standing.
Very nice. So how did you transition from fighting into just deciding that you wanted to make clothing for athletes?
It actually wasn't one day we just woke up and wanted to make clothing for athletes. From before we even were high-level fighters, Melanie went to school for advertising and design, and she's a graphic designer. And she was designing clothes for us from the beginning of our careers. And, everything you've seen us wearing back in 2012, even 2011, even 2010 was designed by this lady right here.
Wow. Amazing. So you're the team design creator over there.
Definitely. It's awesome to be able to put our ideas together and build something really great where we can, really share this platform of creativity with the youth, with our peers that have also come up in the sport with us. So it's a really great thing that I feel like we're um, on.
Accomplishing. Amazing. Thank you for that. And we got some people on Instagram saying hi, hello. They're loving you.
Hi
They're
guys, thank you
cool.
for tuning in.
And we got some likes and loves happening from Facebook. Latifa says hello. Hello, Latifa. So continuing along the lines of your clothing brand, Clinch Culture, how did you come up with the name Clinch Culture, and what has been the toughest part of your journey so far?
The name came from our style. So both Melanie and I both won our fights, our championships, in the clinch. The clinch is when you grapple with somebody, you tie up, and you're in close counters. So you can throw, you can knee, you can elbow, and it's definitely what saved us when we were tired, when we were injured,
And
when
for
we were
me,
hurt.
like just as a smaller person, to be able to use the clinch and utilize that in that type of situation, especially when the opponents you have are predominantly bigger than you. In my case, a weight class bigger than myself. So it always changes, but the clinch is something that we found, or Aaron has taught me, that is very dominant and can always save you. There's always uh, there's so many different ways that you can be creative in the clinch.
So we popularized it because when we first started fighting, everybody was fighting Muay Thai, which means like you just kick a lot and you stand there and you just kick. And
Sorry.
we're learning that. That's how she originally fought. And it was almost frowned upon in our generation to move your head, bounce around, clinch, and do different things besides Muay Thai. So we're kind of we're kind of rebels in that sense by popularizing the clinch, going to TBA, beating American fighters in the clinch, and then bringing those titles back, American titles back.
And Aaron's he's also like, trained in Thailand and been able to learn from some of like really great clinch fighters. So it's definitely helped him and especially myself in our careers. And yeah.
So now what we're doing is not just a clothing line. What it is we're going around and we're teaching the clinch. We're teaching the secrets from Thailand that nobody's allowed to know, or that people just aren't being taught because of whatever reason. They're not good enough to learn yet, or whatever. I think beginners can learn the clinch. So we do private lessons. We do 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. We come to your house, or you come meet us at a gym, and we have everything that the fighters need to learn. Now, the toughest thing for us as a company was starting out. So the startup was the toughest thing. Starting from nothing and creating products.
And for me, just having the confidence to be like, okay, you know what, this is something that we can do, and this is something that I'm actually really good at, and that I can accomplish. Because there are a lot of times, and I'll just relate it directly to Muay Thai, where you're training and you feel like you're giving up, you want to give up, and you feel like, what, is this something that I really want to do? Or, and then you realize, how much you really love something when you do it just because. So, yeah. Do you want to add anything to that, Aaron?
Perfect.
I think you guys cut out.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you, Race.
Can you hear us now?
Okay,
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
that was on our end. Sorry about that. So I love that, because many times when we face ourselves at a new journey or a new beginning, we always forget that the actual startup of things is one of the most difficult parts. We think it's the process or getting to the end, when it's just having the initial idea
To begin.
Exactly, having that initial idea to begin, and then putting it into action. So when you talk about what was the first product? So my first question is, what was the first product you made? And my second question is, you talked a lot about the different tie styles. And I know in your clothing line, one of them is called nakmoy.
Nakmoy,
Am I saying that right?
which is
Yeah.
means fighter.
Yes. So what do those tie terms mean?
So nakmoy means boxer, or nakmoy Thai means Muay Thai boxer, and that's a Thai word that represents everybody who's ever hit pads with us, clinched with us, even come and watched our fights and said, "Oh way!" Like nakmoy is for the culture. It's for the culture of Thai people. Now we are not Thai. We're
No,
Canadian,
but
but
we were influenced by a very traditional way of Muay Thai and just in general, the way that we approach the sport, the way that we carried ourselves when we walked the streets, and the way that we thought. So that definitely translate into the energy that we try to put out into our brand and what we want our brand to emulate when people see us. So
and everybody out there, even if you've never fought before, you're a nakmoy. If you've shadow boxed, if you've hit a bag before, if you've hit pads before, if you've even thought about it before, you're a nakmoy.
everybody has their own kind of like battles that they face through everyday life, and that's basically what it is, right? Clinch culture is more than just Muay Thai. It's bringing together. That's why we're Muay Thai and athletics, because we like to bring together all types of sports, all types of athletes. Aaron is a basketball player, and that's where his background and his style, and I'm sure he could tell you a lot more about that than I can. Um, but that's where a lot of our influences come from, are the things that we used to enjoy, things before Muay Thai, like art and chess for Aaron.
I like how you brought in a little bit of your past there. And before we actually get into your past, I just got one more question for you, and that has to do about Clinch Culture's future. What does the vision of Clinch Culture look to you?
Look like?
Look
What
like
does it
for
look
you
like?
guys.
The future of Clinch culture is we want to spread this brand, this family worldwide. And if that means, sometimes there are a lot of great fighters out there who are shy to talk to possible clients that would want to train with them and, give them money. And we want to connect those dots and make this a worldwide brand where we can set up privates for other trainers. Just make sure you're on time, go do your privates. You know what I mean? Make sure you wear the Clinch Culture shirt. And it's more than just a clothing line. It's spreading Muay Thai, for all those trainers out there that were such great fighters and will one day become great trainers, hopefully, if they believe in themselves.
Wow. That is very nice. So do you think that, as Clinch Culture becomes more of a worldwide brand, you'd have like a specific Clinch Culture gym? Everybody's wearing the shirts, they're in their uniform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the gym, Raisa. This is the gym. This is the new age of a gym. It's not physical.
Right
It's
now,
virtual. So join Clinch Culture. Okay. Oh, wherever you are in the city, we have trainers that can accommodate you. And every trainer has a gym to train at, or a place to train at, or even in your home.
I love how you said that it's not necessarily a physical gym anymore. The new age is virtual. I love that.
Very
And
nice.
one of our Instagram comments are sending you the crowns, the kings, the laughs, the loves. And Corey says, "Bless up the Muay Thai family." Thank you for that. And now moving into a little bit about your past and how that's influenced Clinch Culture through your experiences of being a TBA two-time champion and one-time champion, I believe, Mel, and your day-to-day life. How does that influence your clothing for Clinch Culture?
For me, I think, well, I've always been into kind of the arts. So what I translate into Clinch culture is my creativity. And you'll see it in a lot of our designs where, and you'll see it in our style, is that you'll have Clinch culture items that are very flashy, and then Clinch culture items that are very like mellow and like, so it's definitely just a mix of all the different mediums of art that I've used. And
If you look at our theme too, like we have the golden glove, the golden embroidered logos on everything we do, because we believe in gold. I mean, silver's okay sometimes. But we like gold. We like
Gold is number one. I see you're wearing like a
Bruce
yellow.
Lee inspired.
That's right.
Right?
yes.
Show
This
us the
was
brand
made
there.
just in time for the master's birthday. So happy birthday, Bruce. We love you, and thank you for everything you taught us.
Wow, very
Love it.
nice. So you said you impacted the youth in many ways because you yourself as a youth have been impacted by the experiences around you. So how does Clinch Culture impact the youth? And if a young person was to start out their own fashion line, how would they go about doing that?
We believe that it's much easier to do fashion or clothing brand when you're not selling clothes. When this is not clothes, this is stories, this is life, this is family, this is two parents. This is real. So it's not hard at all. It's pretty organic. So we would say, live your life, get your experience, and take whatever experiences you've had and build that around your real personality, your real life, and your brand will be easy.
Yeah, and I'd say just like whatever ideas you do have, because you can have a million different ideas and might want to do a million different things. So just put your idea out there. The hardest thing about anything is starting. So if you have an idea and you want to put out a clothing
Put it
brand,
out.
what's stopping you and who
We
is
want to see more. We want to see more. Even if it's competition with us and other Muay Thai brands, we want to see more of it. We want to see more.
Yeah, Clinch Culture definitely believes in bringing supporting small businesses, bringing businesses together, bringing artists together, so that we can build, like Aaron said, this big Clinch Culture family.
Wow,
Very
I
nice.
love that. It's like I like how you said, we don't care if you were trying to compete with
Competition.
us, start it up still. I think that's tends to be a thought that runs through a lot of people's minds when trying to start something new is they'll like do some research, test it out, and see, oh, this is too much people. I don't want to try to compete, especially when there's like a close friend or somebody in the same industry. They kind of feel, oh, I'm stepping into their zone and we're good friends. I don't want to do that. But, sometimes it's like,
Absolutely. We felt like that. And for anybody out there who does feel like that, we got your back. We're
Yeah,
going to support you.
it's scary at first, but you'll find the team that will support you and push you
The
through.
Muay Thai community is the best community. The whole community will support you. So we got you.
Shout out to the Toronto Muay Thai community.
We got the best. Toronto got the best Muay Thai scene out of every city here in North America.
geez,
Wow.
making that statement big, loud, and
Okay.
clear.
No, we're proud of it.
No,
Proud
that's
of
a
it.
fact.
Everyone that was there with us can vouch for it.
I love it.
I love
and
it.
to kind of go along those lines there of some things that have influenced Clinch Culture, did you ever have an idol creative fashion designer or like some sort of idol that you base your Clinch Culture around?
Absolutely. I mean, like we played sports. Mel played volleyball. I played basketball. So like Nike, Puma, now today, Virgil Abloh, he's huge. So we look at people like Bobby Hundreds. Go on YouTube and check out Bobby Hundreds. People like this are our inspiration because we see their story, and their story is why you want to buy the brand. And do we make clothes and still buy other brands? Yes, because we're inspired and we love other brands. So
Yeah,
we
and we love
support
to
good
learn
stuff
from
that we see. Yeah, like I still buy Puma tracksuits.
Yes, very big Puma fans indeed over there. And Yasmin says, Aaron and Melanie are two very real people. Love that about them.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
Well, I really want to touch on the fact that you are so supportive. And I love that because many times we don't get to see this transparency of support from different communities. It may be there, but it's not showcased in the way that you are just saying it or just boldly saying, I'm here to support you, even if you're competition. So where does that mindset come from? Because I think it's just fantastic.
I think it comes from martial arts because when I started doing martial arts, I learned that if I can help my teammates get better, then they can help me get better. They can push me on those days when I'm
Definitely.
tired. So it comes from our background in martial arts, and you know, you guys do Muay Thai, you guys spar, and do you guys like learn? The first thing you learn is compassion in martial arts.
Right. And you know, all of these things that we're doing, we're building and learning off of each other. So that mindset comes from, you just talk to yourself like as if you're a little kid, and what would you tell this little person that's you? What would you tell them if they wanted to put themselves out there, but they were too scared to? So it's definitely been a learning process. This entire process has definitely been, it's had its ups and downs and really exciting moments for us. So yeah.
But it's just the beginning.
It's only the beginning.
We started in 2019, technically.
Oh, exactly.
Very
And they're very
nice.
local business guys. So if you're interested in loving their clothing brand, you're loving their story, we'll post their link to their store. Go grab some merch. They just released a new crew neck, actually, that's a Muay Thai. So actually I want to touch upon that, and then a few more questions, and we'll be wrapping it up. The design of your new crew neck that you just launched, what was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, what is it? What does it look
Yeah.
like? And what's the inspiration?
I'm gonna have to give that credit to Aaron. So Aaron definitely had the idea. He definitely is the brains and the mastermind, the magician of it all, that puts it all together. And we work together collectively to make our products happen. It's right now, to describe it, it's a black crew neck, and it's called a Muay Thai on my mind.
Yeah.
Aaron, can you tell us a little bit more about your
Muay Thai on my mind. So it's a Buddha head with the word Muay Thai coming out of its brains, and it's got our favorite fighter Sam Art in the background of the image. So like that right there made it super special. Like when you post a Buddha face, or a Buddha poster on the wall, like when you put the face on the wall, it represents the beauty of Buddhism. And when you put the meditative position of the Buddha on the wall or in a statue, that represents the spiritual side of Buddhism. So we posted the beautiful side with the beautiful boxer.
Wow, I love that. And Maria says, love you guys. Thank you. I'm glad our audience is enjoying you guys as much as we are. And
we love you too.
Woo,
Yes.
yes.
So
Keep
I
joining the conversation, sending the more comments, the likes, and the love. Join it. If you have a question for Clinch Culture over here about whether your clothing line, about some experiences that you might have and how you think martial arts might help them, ask it below and we will ask them for you. Raisa.
Yes. So thank you, Ali. I have a question for you. As parents, how has this business helped you, challenged you in many ways? Because you are the parents of two beautiful girls, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing. So how does it feel being parents and running a business at the same time?
A clothing line, not like one of the most competitive industries, I should say. And then, you always have to be creating, because you might have those, it's not always a consistent time. So you might have those dry spots. So how do you overcome that too?
Yeah.
Well, there's always challenges, right? But I think that what Aaron and I strive to do is to create a lot of balance in our relationship at home and between business. And thankfully, our little girls now love to be a part of it, and we love to make sure that they're involved in every single aspect of it. Ali, you know this, and Raisa too. So for me, it's definitely helped me become a lot more organized with my thoughts and with my creativity. And it's even helped me be a little bit more courageous, because I definitely, if I were to put myself in my daughter's shoes, I would tell them to reach for the stars, right? So I have to kind of show them through example. And that's what I've learned that's my experience as a mom. What about you?
For me as a dad, it's the coolest thing ever, because my daughter's 2 years old and she thinks Clinch Culture is the coolest brand. Like she knows Puma's cool, she knows Adidas cool, but she thinks Clinch Culture is the sought after items. Like we treat it like gold here in the house. So it's pretty cool to see, like, even at 2 years old, that like subconscious branding and things like that will teach people like what to like or what to pick if they had a choice. And it's cool, like
It even just shows her. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, it
Yeah,
shows
it
her.
just shows her that you know, you can be an entrepreneur. You don't have to do just anything
That's
that
the main.
anybody
That's
wants
the
you to
main
do.
thing is like we want to. Both of us are freelancers. She does graphic design, and I hold a lot of pads, a lot of tie pads. Okay, I'm like a tie pad machine. Okay, so
And for me,
that's how we make our living. We don't have regular jobs, and then on the side to make a little bit extra, we create clothes not just for us, but we private label other companies and create clothes for other companies as well. So we're showing the kids that even in a pandemic, when people are panicking and worried about this and did they get their serve and all of these things, we could take a deep breath and be like, okay, let's use our skills, figure this out.
and really just have fun with it, because there's no use in being stressed over something that's not really going to matter in 5 years, right? We're kind of just going with the flow, and we have our intentions and our goals in mind, and anything that comes along the way for it. So that's what the Finch family is about.
Yeah.
Wow, wow,
I love
wow,
how you
wow.
said, yeah, just sorry, I should have took that in. Wow, wow, wow. It is truly, because it is a wow for sure, especially when you said using all of your skills, especially during a pandemic and being both freelancers. I adore your work ethic, and it just kind of goes to show, like, what would the big message be? Like, if you were to have a giant billboard
Anywhere in the world.
yeah, anywhere in the world, what would it say and where would it be?
It would be in Times Square in New York.
Good choice.
Okay. And what would it say on it?
It would say, your rewards in life will always be in direct proportion to your contribution.
Oh, is that a quote you
Wow.
guys been working on, or is that from somebody else?
No, we have to give credit to Uncle Earl Nightingale for teaching us about personal development and teaching many millionaires throughout the years about personal development. Earl Nightingale. If you don't know about him, YouTube him tonight, and hopefully he helps you become successful like he did with us.
Wow, I love it. I
Very
love it.
nice.
And for one of our last questions, have you had any purchase under $100 in recent memory that has had a crazy impact on your day-to-day life and you think is a must-have for every person out there? Besides your own clothing brand, of
Item
course.
under $100.
That you purchased?
Yeah.
A must-have item under $100.
That I've purchased to help you in everyday life?
Yeah, it can be whether in your business life, in your day-to-day that you think is just a little gadget that everyone needs. Yes, Mel.
Oh no, it wasn't under $100, but I would say canvas and paint. For me, that's something easily under $100, but it's definitely something that everybody should try. It's something that will help you just kind of de-stress and exercise your creativity. So if you haven't done that, then you know, do that. Or get a sewing machine under $100 and learn how to sew and have fun and create new and beautiful things.
Awesome. And Aaron, did you have anything to add to that?
Not that I purchased recently.
It can be in recent memory. So if you remember it, you can go ahead.
What have you purchased recently?
That's so funny because I'm gonna say something creative as well. I'm gonna be like, guys, go out and buy some clay. Okay, everybody needs some clay because if you've never molded or tried to make stuff before, just try it. It's super, super relaxing and satisfying.
It really is.
Unless until sometimes you
Until
get that
it like
project.
dries and
Yeah,
it
it
breaks.
dries.
Just go to Dollarama and buy a bunch of art supplies. Do that.
It's art, man. Art. Decompress after work, guys.
I second that. Art, Dollarama is the best place. I'm not even gonna lie.
Doodle. Everybody, doodle.
There you go.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, yeah,
Here we
Raisa.
go.
That's how we come up with t-shirt ideas. We doodle.
Okay.
And for
Awesome.
the last question of this interview, I hope you guys are truly enjoying this. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
last
everybody.
question is, what is some general advice that you could give to the youths of today, whether they're struggling through something, they're having bright ideas and about starting a company? What would you say to them?
You become what you think about. Very simple, very straightforward. And I'm not even going to get complicated. I'm just going to leave you with that. You become what you think about all day.
Just take a deep breath and one step at a time.
I like that. Anissa, thank you guys. Anissa says free advertisement from Dollarama, LOL. Races.
We're signed. Dollarama, hit us up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our viewers who have been watching and interacting with us all this time. And thank you to Aaron and Melanie for coming on to APSO's show and really sharing your expertise and what you're all about and just sending these inspirational messages, because today you have really inspired us and we are really happy to have you here. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Colin. Have a good night, guys.
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
This was presented by APSO. Awesome people.
Shaping our world.
Remember, you are awesome.
And you can make the world a better place.
Bye.